Today is March 19th and it is 41 degrees out. That's why we are all bundled up, but we're still going to get some work done. The weather had us a little delayed on starting our spring garden. We feel confident that we can start planting now, so we're starting in this perimeter bed. And we're going to be planting shelling peas and snow peas in this space. Jason is starting out by creating a furrow so that we have a place to put fertilizer and to put our peas.
This is Nature Safe 855. We pretty much use this on the whole garden every year. It's organic fertilizer.
You'll notice some markings on our container. It already is figured out mathematically how much fertilizer we need in different spaces. Before we actually start planting the peas, we're going to try something new this year, and that's requiring Jason to moisten the seed. We're in town, our water is chlorinated. Luckily, it's rained recently, and James still hasn't cleaned up his toys from the yard, so we just collected a little rainwater from one of his toys. What did you just do? What did you just do?
Put a little bit of water on the peas. So we're about to plant shelly peas. It's a premium from Johnny's. And we're inoculating the seed right now with this organic inoculant. And I've read the directions, first time we've ever tried it. So, read the directions. I've done the math. For this amount of seeds is 1/64 of that 1.5 ounce bag. Rather spend all day doing the math to measure that out. We're just gonna sprinkle a little bit on, just eyeball it. I've wet the seeds. Just slightly moisten the seeds. Open that up. Let me do it with gloves.
And that's to help the peas fix nitrogen better. I had to ask, I don't know what that is.
So it's organic, it's a natural bacteria that colonizes the roots and helps legumes fix nitrogen from the air.
Can I do it over here or not?
So this is the first time we've tried this, but we've evenly coated the seeds, the pea seeds, with the inoculant, and now we'll plant them. And we've already nature safed the furrow, which is not necessarily for the peas, but for everything else that we'll plant there this year. Nature Safe 855 organic fertilizer. Now we'll sprinkle the seeds. Peas can be planted 1 inch apart, but we only have one packet, so we're going to space them a little further. And they're sticking together, so they're not super even. I'll spread them out. Now we're going to plant a few snow peas called Green Beauty from Baker Creek. Going to give them the same treatment with inoculant.
Once all the seed is in place, Jason will go through and close the furrow by dragging the dirt over it, and then he tamps it down lightly. The next bed that we're going to work on is the bed that we're going to plant carrots in, and I'm dragging the irrigation drip line out so that we can broad fork it, fertilize it, and add just a light layer of compost. Now Jason's setting the irrigation line back in its place.
So this is pretty much the bed prep that we give every bed in the spring. We use our Meadow Creature broad fork. We broad fork it, and we amend it, and we top it off with compost. We're about to plant carrots, and we always broad fork before we plant carrots. These beds have been broad forked quite a few times. So they broad fork really easy.
One reason that we always make sure that the bed the carrots go in gets broad forked is because the soil needs to be loose for the carrots to grow deep. That makes bigger carrots.
Yeah. Don't be crazy. No. No? Don't be crazy. That right. Go all the way down. Rock it back and forth. Okay, now let it back real slow. That's good. Well,
Bye, James. Bye. Okay.
This is our carrot planting template. It's for carrots, radishes, and green onions. We got this idea from Hollis and Nancy. We follow them on YouTube, and we'll use that to space our carrots properly. We still have to, what do we need to do?
we still have to compost and rake the bed flat before we can use this.
Yeah, it's getting dark. We don't know how much we can film, but we'll show this. It's got 3-inch spacing, and so it keeps our carrots at the right space, and we can maximize how much we plant in our bed.
Square foot spacing this board makes 32 holes 1 inch deep at the proper spacing, 3 inches on the square foot spacing. This board is 1 foot by 2 foot, so we make 32 holes with one stamp.
How many carrots are we going to do?
Half a bed.
How many do you think?
I don't know. I mean, it'll be like 20 of these.
Okay.
But that's a lot of carrots. We'll see how many we do.
So now we're getting compost to spread over the beds. It's already had compost for quite a few years now. We won't have to add very much, but we will add some. This is our compost pile from last year. We had 20 yards dumped in, or trucked in with a dump truck and unloaded here at our house. We ended up filling 6 5-gallon buckets just to top off the bed. The bed is almost ready. Jason is stirring in the fertilizer and breaking up the clumps that were created from when we broad forked. That will smooth the surface and make it a good place for us to plant our seeds.
So these beds are 4 feet wide. Our carrot board is 2 feet wide. So we'll do half the bed at a time and then come back and do the other half. Lay it down. Step on it. Making 32 holes at a time.
So on the first pass, we have 10 stamps. That's going to make 320 carrots, or that'll be spots for 320 carrots. Now we're going to do the other side, and so total we're expecting 640 carrots. We have our carrots spaced out and made tags. We like to put the date that they're planted, the variety, if we're using it for a special purpose, like we have one variety for main crop and we have one variety that's better for storage. And then we also estimate the ready by date. That helps us when we're coming through the garden trying to check to know approximately when they'll be ready, and helps us stay organized.
So carrot seeds are really small. We attempt to get one seed in each one of these holes so we don't have to thin later. Sometimes I drop 2, sometimes I drop 6.
So it took us about 30 minutes to plant the carrots. That was 640 carrots and 64 parsnips. Now we're ready to move on to other things. Try it again. Say what you said again. 30 minutes to go.
64 parsnips.
You say it.
You did.
That was all a mess because I couldn't get back right.